Alright guys, man, we have UFC fighters that are going to be making a huge shocking comeback. Now guys, I've listed 9 fighters together that I feel like we should go ahead and cut them some slack. Let's give it some time to develop because I believe these guys right here will go ahead and contend for the title. If not contend for the title, go ahead and be the champ. It's that simple. Now guys, before we go ahead and get into this list, 7 likes is all I'm asking for, motherfuckers. Go ahead and do it right now. Do it right now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, guys, we are starting off in the flyweight division, and we are talking about Manil Cap here. I believe Manil Cap, guys. I believe in this son of a bitch. This guy right here can sell a fight. I believe this guy could be a pay-per-view main eventer in the card. I have that much high hopes of Manil Cap. This guy can really go ahead and bring the energy in the press conference, and that plays a huge role. I know your fighting game plays a role. I understand that, but he's shown that he's a fighter. He's shown he's a brawler. He's beaten Felipe Dos Santos. He's beaten Ode Osborne, but he's lost to Muhammad Mukayev. Muhammad Mukayev, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He's a tough night out for anybody in the flyweight division. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy that he's gone because this dude was going to be the next champ in that flyweight division. So now he's gone, it leaves the flyweight division wide open and it erases that Muhammad Mokaev fight for all I'm concerned. That fight that he had with Muhammad Mokaev, it never happened. The dude is not even in the UFC anymore. So that loss, let's scratch it off. Manil Cap is starting from a new slate, guys. I believe Manil Cap could go ahead and take on Steve Erceg. He can beat him. I believe he can go ahead and take up Alexander Pantoja, even though he lost to Pantoja back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. He lost to him. I believe he can come back and beat him. He can beat a Brandon Royval. He can beat a Kai Car France. But Manil Cap has to go ahead and give you that extra oomph. He needs to put in that work for that. So, guys, let's go ahead and give Manil Cap some time, guys. I believe in this son of a bitch. Guys, next up on the list, we are talking about Henry Cejudo. Now, guys, Henry Cejudo lost to Merab Dvalishvili, and then he lost to Aljamain Sterling. That's it. Other than that, he's beaten Demetrius Johnson, TJ Dillashaw, Marlon Morales, Dominic Cruz. I'm telling you right now, going against Aljamain Sterling, the backpack kid, after taking years off, this is your first test you're facing. To be honest, for all I'm concerned, that loss is erased from my memory. Now, the loss that I can't erase is the Merab one. There's no way that my Olympic champion, wrestling champion, Merab attempted like 46 takedowns, and he landed at least about half of those, a quarter of those. I believe he shouldn't have landed any takedowns on Henry Cejudo, and that's where I got angry at Henry Cejudo. But now, guys, this is where we should cut him some slack. He's talking about going back to the flyweight division, where, like I said, there's not much huge competition there. I believe the only competition for Henry Cejudo is Pantoja. Literally is the champ. Other than that, I believe he can walk through Steve Erceg. He can walk through Car France. He can have a tough competition with Manil Cap. He can go ahead and make some noise back in that flyweight division and reach flyweight gold. Guys, let's cut Henry Cejudo some slack. Now, guys, another guy I have on the list is Jonathan Martinez. Now, guys, Jonathan Martinez did lose to Jose Aldo, a fight that I felt like Jonathan Martinez should go ahead and dominate. I'm not talking about win, I'm talking about dominate. I'm very upset at Jonathan Martinez, but I'm rooting for this guy because he's the only guy in the UFC that I know from my knowledge that has my first name, Jonathan. I have to root for the Jonathans, guys. So for Jonathan Martinez, for all I'm concerned, if he can go ahead and be a contender in the UFC, in the bantamweight division, I'll be rooting for this dude. Let's cut him some slack losing to Jose Aldo. I gave him a tough night out. I was so upset at him that night. But let's cut him some slack, guys. And I believe he'll go back on a winning streak. I believe he's ranked 14th in his in the bantamweight division. Have a little mountain to climb. Little mountain to climb. So let's give him some time. Let's give him some room. I believe we'll see a huge improvement in Jonathan Martinez. We should not be seeing back-to-back L's. Losing to Jose Aldo got me very upset. Now, guys, this dude right here has been on a tough losing streak, and it hurts for me to see this, and it hurts for me to like even talk about this. But I believe this dude right here could go ahead and blossom. Maybe not be a title contender, maybe not, but he can be a fun fight. And this dude, you guys have written him off, and I'm so upset at you guys for this. And that's Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar is an absolute dog. He's an absolute savage. It's just the competition he's been facing is tough too. You're facing Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett, that little short freaking clown, that short what you call leprechaun. That dude? Oh my gosh, he's a tough night out. Arnold Allen, Aljamain Sterling. They've been feeding my boy to the wolves, but these fights are making Calvin Kattar better. I'm not taking these losses as, man, he should retire. I believe he's getting better, and he's going to go ahead and blossom at some point. I don't know who his next fight is. I don't know who his next opponent is, but I will be putting my money on Calvin Kattar. Hopefully they don't feed him to the wolves. This is my guess. I believe the competition should be going a little bit down for him. So I'm expecting Calvin Kattar to fight maybe a 15th rank or a non-rank fighter and to just run through him. Now, guys, another fighter that we should be talking about here, that we should not be giving up on here, is Matthias Gamrot. Now, seeing him lose to Dan Hooker, I was so upset. I love the way he built the press conference, man. The way he said, "I'm going to kill your boy." The way he really expressed himself in the press conference, didn't answer to none of the reporters, just said how he felt. I felt Matthias Gamrot, and I haven't felt Matthias Gamrot like that in a minute. Now, he did lose to Dan Hooker. I wanted to call robbery there, but the way Dan Hooker was just flowing, the way he was smiling, the way he was laughing in the fight, the joy that he brought in the fight, it was just tough to say that Matthias Gamrot was going to win that fight. Dan Hooker brought the thumpers. So now Matthias Gamrot, he sees that he needs to work on his stand-up game because his ground game is there. He sees that he needs to work on his stand-up game, and I'm hoping that he's hitting the pads a lot more. He's doing a lot more sparring and getting his boxing up. Matthias Gamrot, I don't want to see you lose like that again, man. Let's go ahead and wake things up, and let's go ahead and be a champion in the lightweight division. I would, if it was you versus my Islam, I would pick you any time of the day, Gamrot. So let's wake up and let's fight. That's all I'm asking for. Now, another guy that we've given up on, that I haven't gave up on, but you guys have gave up on, and you guys have changed up on, is Colby Covington. I don't know what you sons of bitches have been doing. You motherfuckers have really given up on Colby Covington like that. Colby Covington didn't change on us. You guys changed on Colby. You guys are the problem with Colby. I believe in Colby Covington. Losing to Leon Edwards, he's a tough night out, man. Leon Edwards, I feel like Colby Covington didn't come with a great game plan versus Leon. We can all agree with that. He was like something was wrong with him. But he didn't do that against Jorge Masvidal. He didn't do that against Kamaru. He didn't do that against Tyron Woodley. You mean to tell me now, all of a sudden, he's just a shell of himself? I don't believe that. I have to see it again in order to believe it, I guess. There's no way that I'm going to just take that Leon Edwards fight and just say that, oh yeah, Colby Covington's a shell of himself. I think, guys, you should cut him some slack here. You know, he hasn't been in the octagon in quite a while. Took a lot of time off. So the jitters probably might have hit him more than he'd expected. But I believe in this dude, Colby. Guys, just cut him some slack, man. Damn. Sean Brady is the next guy up in the welterweight division. Lost to Bilal Muhammad. Beat Kevin Gastelum in his next fight. But let's be honest. If he did not face Bilal Muhammad, the champion right now, this shows that loss and that record, it's not that huge of a stain. And he can go ahead and blossom back in the welterweight division where he should be blossoming at. Now, going ahead and beating a Kevin Gastelum up like that, took him by submission. I gotta give him respect because Kevin Gastelum is a tough night out in the wrestling department. In that wrestling department, trying to get him to a submission is tough. Sean Brady, I hope the best for him. I believe he's gonna be a title contender. He should be a guy that should be fighting for the belt. I believe. I hope that he does. And I'd like to see Sean Brady versus Bilal Muhammad for the title someday. I think that could make some noise. Now another guy that we've gave up on, that I'm not giving up on, is Jack Hermanson. I love this dude. This dude can do it all. He can take it down, work you on the floor, and he can work you on the stand-up game. There's nothing wrong with Jack Hermanson's game. For him to come out and be Joe Pyfer and shock the world, because he shocked me. I thought Joe Pyfer was going to walk through Jack Hermanson. For him to have such a magnificent game plan against Joe Pyfer and give him a true MMA fight, I love to see it. Now this dude has fought in Sean Strickland and lost, beaten Chris Curtis with a beautiful game plan, and lost to Roman Dolidze. So it seems like he's on a win-lose type of streak. I believe he's going to go ahead and get on a high at this point. His streak, I believe he's going to at least get on a 5-win streak before any type of fall might have happened in the future. That's my prediction for Jack Hermanson. Now, guys, the last but not least, the next guy up is Jalton Almeida. Now, guys, this dude right here in the heavyweight division. Call me crazy, but I have him next. He's up there with Tom Aspinall. If anybody can compete with Tom Aspinall, I have this dude. This is the dude that Tom Aspinall should be looking to fight for his interim belt. If when John Jones retire, you take that belt and then you face Jalton Almeida, something like that. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Curtis Blades. Felt like he shouldn't have lost that fight. So upset that he lost that fight. I tried to give him a tough night out. I didn't like his game at first. I thought, oh yeah, that grappling stuff is boring. It's boring. But later, looking at his game, I'm starting to like it more. I love the grappling. Guys, I'm starting to be a more grapple heavy type fighter. I'm starting to like those fighters a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Jalton Almeida is the guy that we should look for that's going to go ahead and make some noise in that heavyweight division. Let's go ahead and give him some time. Let's cut him some slack, guys. Jalton, that loss to Curtis Blades, it hurt me. It did. But it's going to make him a better person. Best believe that. Guys, I'm telling you, man, these fighters that I'm naming here, you guys are slacking on them. Be on the lookout for these dudes. 7 likes is all I'm asking for. Like the video, subscribe.